I am 96 years old. Most of the people I've loved are now just names carved into cold stone. When you get to be my age, you stop lying to yourself. There's no point. I don't have an audience to impress anymore. I don't have a career to protect. I'm just a man sitting in a room, waiting for the sun to go down. People come to me sometimes, and they ask for the secret to a long life. They expect me to talk about kale, or exercise, or some positive mindset. But they never ask about the one thing that actually determines whether your life was a heaven or a hell. They never ask about the person sleeping 3 feet away from them. I'm going to tell you something about marriage that might make you flinch. It might make you angry. It might make you want to turn this off because it's going to hold a mirror up to the things you're doing wrong right now. But I'm 96. I've watched the world change 10 times over, and I've realized that most of you are throwing away the only thing that matters because you think you have forever. You don't. You are middle-aged, or you're getting there, and you're acting like your relationship is a chore to be managed instead of a soul to be tended. Listen to me, please. Because I'd give every day I have left just to go back and fix the things I'm about to tell you. When I was in my 40s, I thought I was a king. I was the provider. I was the one out there in the world, taking the hits, bringing home the paycheck. I treated my wife, Evelyn, like a high-end appliance. I expected her to be there, to be functional, to be quiet, and to make my life easier. I thought that was the deal. I remember coming home on a Thursday evening in 1974. I was exhausted. I'd had a hard day at the office. I walked through the door and the house was a mess. Evelyn was trying to help the kids with their homework while something was burning on the stove. She looked at me with eyes that were screaming for help. Do you know what I did? I didn't roll up my sleeves. I didn't ask her how she was. I just sighed. A long, loud, theatrical sigh of disappointment. I made her feel like her struggle was an inconvenience to my peace. I walked into the other room and turned on the news. I thought I was the one who was tired. I was so blinded by my own ego that I couldn't see I was living with a woman who was slowly drowning in plain sight. I was successful by every measure of the world. I had the car, the house, the respect of the town. But inside those 4 walls, I was a coward. I was afraid of the vulnerability it took to actually see her. I spent years like that. We lived in the same house for decades, but we were like 2 ships passing in the night, only communicating about schedules and bills and the kids. I called it a stable marriage. What a lie that was. It wasn't stable. It was stagnant. I thought that as long as I wasn't cheating and I was paying the bills, I was a good husband. I was doing the bare minimum and expecting a gold medal. I ignored the small things. I stopped noticing the way she dressed. I stopped asking what she was thinking about when she stared out the kitchen window. I let the silence grow. It starts small, you know? It's a dinner where you both just look at your phones. It's a night where you go to sleep without saying, I love you, because you're annoyed. You think you have time to fix it later. You think later is an infinite resource. I'm sitting here at 96 to tell you that later is a ghost that will eventually leave you standing in an empty hallway. The turning point for me was a Tuesday afternoon. It's always the ordinary days that break you. We were in our late 60s. Evelyn had been having some back pain. We thought it was just age. I remember she was trying to reach a jar on the top shelf, and she stopped. She leaned against the counter and started to cry. Not a loud cry, just a soft, defeated sound. I walked over finally, and I put my hand on her shoulder. She flinched. My own wife, after 40 years, flinched at my touch. She said, I realized today that if I disappeared, you wouldn't miss me. You'd just miss the things I do for you. It was like someone had reached into my chest and squeezed my heart until it stopped. I looked at her, really looked at her, and I saw a stranger. I saw a woman I hadn't truly talked to in 20 years. A few months later, the diagnosis came. It was stage 4. The doctor told us we had maybe a year. And in that moment, all the money I'd made, all the pride I'd had, all the important meetings I'd prioritized, They all turned to ash. I realized I had spent my life building a temple for a god that didn't exist, and I had neglected the only person who actually loved the real me. This is the part that will make you uncomfortable. The truth I learned after nearly a century is this: most of you are not in love with your partners. You are in love with the comfort they provide you. You are using them. You use them to stave off loneliness. You use them to raise your children. You use them to maintain an image, but you aren't actually loving them. Real love isn't a feeling. It's an act of brutal, daily observation. It is the work of noticing. Most people think marriage is about finding the right person. It's not. It's about being the person who stays awake to the other. I wasted 60 years before I understood that Evelyn wasn't there to serve my life. She was my life. There are 3 things I want you to look at today. Not tomorrow. Today. First, I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time you looked at your partner and felt curiosity? Not, did you pick up the milk? But, who are you today? People change. The person you married 10 years ago is gone. There is a new person standing there now, and you're probably ignoring them because you think you already know the story. You don't. You're just reading an old chapter. If you want to save your marriage, you have to become a student of your partner again. You have to ask the questions that make you feel like you're on a first date. What are they afraid of right now? What is the dream they gave up on so you could have your house? If you don't know the answer, you're not a partner. You're just a roommate. Second, you have to understand that your ego is the primary killer of intimacy. Most of your arguments aren't about the dishes or the money. They are about your refusal to be wrong. I spent decades winning arguments and losing my wife's heart. I'd prove my point until she went quiet. I thought I won. I didn't win. Every time you make your partner feel small so that you can feel big, you are digging a grave for your relationship. Is being right worth the distance you're creating? Is your pride more important than the warmth in your home? At 96, I can tell you that I don't remember a single argument I won, but I remember every time I made her cry. I'd give anything to go back to those moments and just shut my mouth. I reached for the jar for her. I'd have said, "I'm sorry. I was being selfish." Those are the most powerful words in the English language, yet they are the hardest for you to say, aren't they? Third, and this is the hardest one, you are probably waiting for them to change. You think, if they would just do this or stop doing that, then I'd be happy. You are holding your love hostage. You are making your affection conditional. That's not love. That's a contract, and contracts don't survive the hard winters of life. Marriage only works when you decide to be the one who loves more, not 50-50. That's for business partners. In a marriage, you have to be willing to give 80% when they only have 20. You have to be the one who reaches out first. You have to be the one who offers the olive branch. Why are you waiting? Why are you keeping score? The scoreboard is a prison. Throw it away. I want you to imagine something for me. I want you to imagine it's 40 years from now. You're sitting in a chair just like this one. Your house is silent. Maybe you have the money you wanted. Maybe you have the career, but you're alone, and you're looking at a photo of the person you're with right now. You would give everything you own, every cent in your retirement fund, every piece of jewelry, your very eyesight, just to have one more hour of an ordinary, boring Tuesday with them, to hear them hum in the shower, to hear the sound of their keys in the door, to have one more chance to say, "I see you, I appreciate you, I'm so glad you're here." If that thought makes your throat tight, then why are you acting like they're a burden today? Why are you scrolling through your phone while they're trying to tell you about their day? Why are you holding on to a grudge from 3 years ago like it's a treasure? You are playing a very dangerous game with time. You think you have a long way to go. You don't. Life is a vapor. It's a breath on a cold window. It's gone before you can even finish the sentence. I see so many people my age who are bitter. They talk about their ex-wives or their difficult marriages. But when I look into their eyes, I don't see victims. I see people who were too proud to be kind. I see people who chose their career over their connection. Don't be one of us. Don't wait until the funeral to realize how much you loved someone. Don't wait until the bed is half empty to realize that the person snoring next to you was the greatest gift you ever received. I'm 96. I spend a lot of my time talking to Evelyn. She's not here, of course, but I talk to her anyway. I tell her about the birds outside. I tell her I'm sorry for the Tuesday in 1974. I tell her I finally understand what she was trying to tell me for 50 years. It's a bit pathetic, I suppose. An old man talking to the air. But it's the only way I can stay sane. I live with the ghost of my own negligence. I live with the knowledge that I had a diamond in my hand, and I treated it like a common stone until it was gone. You still have the diamond. It's sitting right there. It's in the next room, or it's at work, or it's sitting on the couch next to you. Look at them. Not as a part of the furniture of your life, but as a miracle. They chose you. Out of all the billions of people on this earth, they chose to walk this hard, confusing path with you. Do you have any idea how rare that is? Stop trying to fix them. Stop trying to manage them. Just love them. Be soft. The world is hard enough. Your home should be the one place where the armor comes off. I'm tired now. My voice is getting thin. But I want you to do one thing for me. When this video ends, I don't want you to go to the next one. I don't want you to check your email. I want you to go find that person. I want you to look them in the eye. Don't say anything at first. Just look at them until you see the soul behind the eyes. And then tell them, I'm sorry for the times I didn't see you. I'm here now. It will be uncomfortable. It will feel awkward. Your ego will tell you it's unnecessary. Do it anyway. Because I promise you, from the edge of 96 years, that moment of discomfort is the only thing that will matter when the sun finally goes down. Don't wait until you're talking to the air. Talk to them while they can still hear you. I think I'll sit here for a while and watch the light fade. It's a beautiful evening. I hope you have many more of them, and I hope you don't spend a single one of them alone in a room full of people. The greatest distance in the world isn't miles. It's two people sitting on the same couch who have forgotten how to be kind to each other.